Hello guys and welcome to Odds on Bundesliga. Let's analyze with Radek Vegas the 9th match day in the German Championship. And remember, if you leave a comment in this video, you will have the chance to win a £10 free bet with Novibet. Just leave a comment and you will participate in the draw. And if you like the video, do not forget to click on the like button and subscribe to our channel. And now let's go on with the show. Let's take a look at the games we have for the Bundesliga this weekend. We have the 9th match day with us, and we have also Radek Vegas. Hello, Radek.
Hey, Eduardo, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
Oh, great. I'm looking forward to the Bundesliga, and I'm happy to be with you in this Oddspedia channel. Be sure to subscribe, and let's go.
Exactly. We had many surprises the last weekend, so let's start with a good one, I would say. Wolfsburg, Werder Bremen. Wolfsburg, one of the teams with no defeats yet. They won against Schalke 0-2, and actually they are really good defending. 5 goals conceded so far in the competition, and they play against Werder Bremen, who got an amazing draw against Bayern Munich. We said that the run of 7 games without defeat is gonna be over at the Allianz, but they got a 1-each draw here. Radek, odds for Wolfsburg 1.83.
Yeah, good enough. I was a big surprise that Bayern didn't win this game. They were a huge favorite against Bremen, and at the end they had a 1-1 because they rested a lot of players, and some players came back from the national games where they lost 6-0 against Spain. You as a Spanish native, you have to be amazed by that, and every German just wants to forget this game. And that's why Bayern was not really playing on their top condition against Bremen. And on the other hand, we now have Wolfsburg, who didn't lose a game in this season so far, and I don't think they will lose against Bremen. And I like the odds of 1.8 on Wolfsburg because they proved that they are a rock-solid team, a rock-solid defense, and it will be very tough to make a goal for Bremen here in Wolfsburg, and that's why I like the 1.8 on Wolfsburg, and I would bet on this because several teams in the Bundesliga always show a little bit of downswing after they made a good game against Bayern Munich. We saw that after the win of Hoffenheim this season, and I expect the same with Bremen now, and Wolfsburg is good enough to beat them.
Fair enough. Actually, Hoffenheim have not won any single game after they beat Bayern Munich. Hopefully, Werder Bremen are luckier. Then let's go for the games on Saturday, starting with Augsburg, Freiburg. Augsburg got a very good draw against Gladbach, but only 1 victory in the last 7 games. This is a perfect game to get a victory, I would say, against Freiburg. 3 straight defeats for them, 8 games without a victory, and also the odds for Augsburg here, if you fancy them, Radek 2.50.
Yeah, that's really attractive here because we saw Freiburg losing 1-3 against a team who hasn't won a game till then. They lost against Mainz, and Augsburg is incomplete, a good team. They didn't score that much goals so far, only 10, but I think Augsburg is a kind of underrated in the odds game by game, and 2.5 on an Augsburg win is good enough. You can have a look on the Asian handicaps here. If you are aware of a draw, what is always a danger in the Bundesliga, you can bet on Asian handicaps 0 with odds of 1.77. And I don't think it's necessary because the value is clearly on Augsburg's side. They're playing at home, and Freiburg is really struggling within the last games. So bet on Augsburg of 2.5 is a value bet, and I like this bet very much.
Let's go then for the home victory. Probably the same in the next one, but we have to find the value in Borussia Dortmund Cologne, with Dortmund impressive in their visit to Berlin, to Hertha, of course, with Haaland scoring 4 of the goals, and they play against Cologne, one of the teams that have not won yet, and they were competitive though against Union Berlin in a very tough game, but it's gonna be harder here in Dortmund. Are you looking for the Asian handicap here?
No, because Dortmund is playing in the Champions League, and their defense is not solid or stable, because they conceded 2 goals against Hertha, and for sure they made a big win with 5-2 because of the 4 Haaland goals. But because the odds are so low on Dortmund here, I'm a bit aware of betting on Dortmund, because they don't need to win high this game, and I expect more a closer game. And even if Dortmund wins high, there's no value in an Asian handicap bet on Dortmund, because I don't think that this will be so a really clear high win. And always after Champions League games you have to be a bit carefully, and for sure I won't bet on Köln here, but Dortmund odds are too low. The same with over goals. I won't touch this game.
Okay, no touch. Remember that Dortmund is playing 2 games at home in the Champions League, Bruges and Lazio, and they need to win both games, so probably this one the team can be not really focused, and maybe it's the same in the next one, no? For Leipzig, also having an easy home game, or we all expect that it's gonna be easy against Arminia Bielefeld, another team that are performing really poorly so far, only 4 points in the Bundesliga. And Leipzig, we saw how they drew against Eintracht. They have to play against PSG, and they have a very, very tough group in the Champions League, so probably also Radek, Nagelsmann men are looking more into Europe than to the Bundesliga in the next weeks.
Yeah, for sure. They have a really tough game in Paris against Paris Saint-Germain, and this game against the 3rd last in the standings in the Bundesliga is not comparable with this, because I think they are they struggle a bit in the Bundesliga. They had the chance to get close to Bayern and only draw against Frankfurt in a 1-1, and same thing as in the Dortmund game. For sure, Leipzig is a huge favorite, but the odds are too small with 1.25 on Leipzig. There's not much to win here. On the other hand, I won't bet on a weak team like Bielefeld, who hasn't made a point for 6 games now, and only scored 5 goals. They are really no tough team to play, but because of the games Leipzig has to face in the Champions League, I think this is not a good thing to bet on Asian handicap on Leipzig here.
In a game like this, by the way, Radek, like seeing Leipzig how well are defending in the Bundesliga, they are not conceding goals. Arminia Bielefeld struggle a lot to score goals. Would you look at the market, for instance, win 2-0 for Leipzig? We have odds now 2.05, or you think this market is very risky?
Yeah, it's always too risky in the Bundesliga, because we don't have the huge clear favorites in any game. And as you saw last week, all 3 of 4 top 4 teams didn't win, and even Bayern conceded a goal against Bremen. And it's always a danger, because we have this awful video assistant referee who always can make a penalty for each team, and that's why I don't look at such things like play with 0 goals, and I don't like the odds here, and that's why it's too dangerous to bet on the favorites.
All right. Then the next one also is really favorite Bayern Munich visiting Stuttgart. Actually, Stuttgart, remember that they just came back to the Bundesliga, same games without defeat, 4 draws in a row. So they are doing quite well in the middle of the table. And you just mentioned how Bayern drew against Werder Bremen. Where do we find the value here, Radek?
Interesting fact is that Stuttgart conceded as many goals as Bayern Munich. Both teams conceded 12 goals. Is it good for Stuttgart? Is it bad of Bayern Munich? But maybe both. Stuttgart is doing a really great job week by week, and for sure in this game I think their streak is ending. This will be no surprise if Bayern Munich wins this game. They're playing in the Champions League against Salzburg, who they beat 6-2 in the last game. So Bayern for sure has to win this game, but the odds are also too small, 1.33. And I don't want to bet on Asian handicap because of the last game day. Maybe Stuttgart can make it close as well here. It's a really, really tough game day now because it's getting colder in Germany, and I think the closer the winter comes or the winter break is coming, the more surprisings are, and the underdogs will perform better. And because of the good teams have a lot of games in the Champions League, they have the national team games, they have the cup games, and also Bundesliga games. So they rotate a lot in their squad, and it's a bit too risky to say Bayern Munich wins 5-0 or this high, as they can win against every team. And in this case, I'm a little bit aware of.
Then let's not touch these, the 3 favorites, Borussia Dortmund, Leipzig and Bayern Munich, all 3 really favorites. And let's see what we have next. We have Union Berlin Eintracht. Union Berlin surprisingly 5th this year, and a guy who you love. I know that Kruse scored the late winner against Cologne last weekend. Same games, undefeated in Bundesliga. You predicted well Union Berlin victory away, and they face Eintracht. They draw against Leipzig, but this year they are struggling. Here we have very similar odds for Union Berlin and Eintracht, so the most likely outcome is the draw.
Yeah, the odds are predicting this kind of, because 2.7 on Frankfurt. And if you have a look at the standings, Union Berlin is 5th. That's incredible. And Frankfurt is 11th. And I think they are kind of switched places, because Frankfurt is expected to be higher in the standings, and Union Berlin is expected to be lower in the standings. And that's why I see more value on the higher odds here on Frankfurt. I won't bet on a win on Frankfurt, but I like the Asian handicaps, like Asian handicap 0 on Frankfurt with 1.96 means you get your money back if there's a draw. And if Frankfurt wins this game, you have 1.96, because they didn't lose against Leipzig, which is a Champions League team. And on the other hand, Union Berlin had problems with a team like Cologne, who's really down in the standings. And that's why I think it's time for Frankfurt to prove that they are better than the standings so far. And on the other hand, Frankfurt only lost 1 game in this season. This was a 5-0 against Bayern Munich. So put this away, and Frankfurt is a team who's hard to beat. And I think Union Berlin doesn't have the weapons to beat Frankfurt. The despite they have Max Kruse in a really brilliant form. But a draw is not wouldn't be a surprise here. Maybe also a good bet with odds of 3.6. But I see more value on a bet on Frankfurt here.
Then let's go for the Asian handicap 0 for Frankfurt. Wanted to go closer to the European positions, and also Borussia Monchengladbach, they want to get closer to the Champions League positions. Now they are 5 points away, and they also have very tough games ahead in the Champions League. Shakhtar first, then Inter, and then Real Madrid, and they got a draw against Augsburg, but here they face Schalke, the worst team in the Bundesliga, so the odds are only 1.5.
Yeah, this is a game where I like the Asian handicap on Gladbach more than in the other games. But it's hard. You have to bet a 1.5 Asian handicap, and that means Gladbach has to win with two goals in advantage. And I can't see this clearly, because the same problem as we have in the other games, that they have to play against Donetsk in the Champions League, and they struggled a bit in their home games in this season. So far, they only won one home game, 3 draws, no loss, but only 1 win at home, and only scored 4 goals at home. So it's no value on Gladbach as well here. And as we have Schalke here, I'm always waiting for a surprise by Schalke, and that's why I think Schalke has to win someday. And in this game, they can make a point maybe, but that's nothing I would bet on, because it's high speculation and gambling if you do so, but no value on Gladbach. So what I can imagine here is that there will not be many goals, because, as I said, Gladbach only scored 4 goals at home so far, and I think Schalke's main aim in this game is that they won't concede a goal, and they will play really defense, and that's a thing I have in mind, that maybe it's just a 1-1 or not a huge win, because Schalke also lost only 2-0 against Wolfsburg, who is comparable in strength with Gladbach. But I won't bet on under goals.
We have good odds for under 2.5 goals, by the way, 2.45 right now on oddspedia.com. So that could be also another option. And on Sunday, we have Bayern Leverkusen, Hertha. Bayern Leverkusen, they are shocking me. They are doing really good, no defeats yet this season, and they are 3rd in the Bundesliga. They won against Arminia Bielefeld with a late goal scored by Dragovic, meaning that they've made 5 consecutive wins in the Bundesliga. Not bad at all. And now they face, with good odds, I would say, 1.82 for the Leverkusen victory, Hertha. But Hertha is more dangerous away than playing at home. So I don't know how you see that.
Yeah, I see it. As you said, Leverkusen is unbeaten, one of the best teams in the season, because 0 losses, 5 wins in a row. Really attractive odds against a team who lost with 5 goals against them, against Borussia Dortmund. Odds of 1.8 on Leverkusen is brilliant. So no matter if Berlin makes a win here or a draw, to bet on a regular situation on Leverkusen is a good thing with 1.8, and one of the best bets on this game day.
Then let's make it easy here, going for Leverkusen. And the last game, we have Mainz, Hoffenheim. Mainz, they got the first victory of the season against Freiburg, with Mateta scoring a hat-trick. Actually, Mateta has scored 7 goals this season. Not bad for a team staying at the bottom of the table. And they face Hoffenheim. You always say that you try to overvalue Hoffenheim, and they drew against Stuttgart with Kramaric scoring again, but 6 games without a victory in the Bundesliga. And here we have attractive odds for both outcomes, actually.
Yeah, kind of, but the odds on Hoffenheim are a bit too low. If I wouldn't know the odds, what I suggest to everyone, just make your own, make your tip before watching the odds, because then you can say, oh, are the odds good enough or bad enough? I would say Hoffenheim is the better team for sure, and they have to win this game because, Mainz made their first win. They only have Mateta so far, because if he's not scoring, they don't have a chance to point. And on the other hand, Hoffenheim is relying on Kramaric, who missed a lot of games because of his corona infection, but now he's back and he scored a penalty against Stuttgart. And if he's more into practice, I think he's bringing Hoffenheim back to normal. And in this case, I would say Hoffenheim wins this game 2-1 or something like that. But I would love to have a little bit higher odds, because Hoffenheim didn't prove that they can win games within the last weeks, and that's why the odds on Hoffenheim are too low. Even if I think they have to win this game, but the value is really small. I'm not sure in this place so far. Last week I wasn't sure what I shall do, because we had a lot of players missing. I hope they will come back now to Hoffenheim, and if the key players like Rudy or Kevin Vogt are back in the squad against Mainz on Sunday, I think Hoffenheim is winning this game, and then 2.2 is a good bet, but at now I'm not really 100% sure to bet on them.
Then be cautious with Hoffenheim, and stay with Bayer Leverkusen, for instance, that they have better odds to win. Thank you, Radek. We've analyzed everything in the Bundesliga, so just let's make some money out of it.
Yeah, you too. Post your tips in the comments and subscribe the channel, and we're looking forward to our next videos. There are a lot of brilliant games coming in the Champions League, in La Liga and Premier League, and we are coming back with the Bundesliga next week.
We do everything in Oddspedia. Thank you, Radek. So you listen to Radek. There is no value on the favorites in this match day. Bayern Munich, Leipzig, Dortmund, they all should win. Do you also agree with Radek Vegas? Let me know in the comment section, and you will have the chance to win a £10 free bet with Novibet. Just leave a comment and you will participate in the draw. And if you enjoyed the video, do not forget to click on the like, subscribe to our channel, and click on the bell to get all the notifications. And remember, you also can listen to us in our podcast. We will be back next week with more action about the Bundesliga.